Hey future drivers! Today, we're going to be covering all the potential information you weren't in the loop about regarding Ford's Formula One history. This one is going to be good, so be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for all the latest EV news and reviews. So, without further ado, let's begin. It may come as a surprise. Ford and Red Bull have had previous experience in F1. Despite recently announcing their partnership for the 2026 season. Red Bull Racing recently made a significant announcement during the unveiling of their 2023 Formula One car. The team disclosed that they had established a partnership with Ford, set to commence in the 2026 season. Interestingly, this collaboration was not entirely unexpected, as there had been rumors circulating for some time prior to the official announcement. The timing of the partnership is strategic, as it coincides with the rollout of new engine regulations in Formula One. The decision to join forces with Ford aligns with Red Bull's ongoing efforts to remain competitive in the sport and continue to challenge the top teams. The implications of this collaboration are significant, particularly given the history of both brands in Formula One. Red Bull has been a force to be reckoned with in the sport for many years, while Ford has also had prior involvement in F1. As such, the partnership has the potential to yield exciting developments in terms of innovation and technology within the sport. Overall, this announcement marks an exciting development for both Red Bull Racing and Ford, as they prepare to embark on a new era in Formula One together. The collaboration is sure to generate a great deal of interest and speculation in the lead-up to the 2026 season, and it will be fascinating to see how it plays out on the track. The partnership between Red Bull Racing and Ford is a smart move for both parties. Not only will they benefit from increased exposure to new markets, but it's also worth noting that Ford has a significant history in Formula One, which is not widely known. In fact, Ford has played a part in some of the most notable moments in the sport's history. Here's a closer look at what you may not know about Ford's involvement in Formula One. While many people may associate Ford primarily with its road cars, the company has actually been involved in motorsports for several decades. In the 60s, Ford began to explore the possibility of entering the world of Formula One. The company's first foray into the sport came in the form of the Ford Cosworth DFV engine, which debuted in 1967. The engine quickly proved to be a game changer, helping teams like LOTUS and MCLAREN dominate the sport in the late 60s and early 70s. In addition to the success of its engines, Ford also had a brief stint as a constructor in Formula One. In 2004, the company acquired the Jaguar racing team and renamed it to Ford Racing. However, the team's performance was lackluster, and Ford ultimately sold it to Red Bull Racing in 2005. Despite their relatively brief stint as a constructor, Ford's contributions to Formula One have been significant. The company's engines have powered countless victories and championships over the years, cementing their place in the history of the sport. With the new partnership between Ford and Red Bull Racing, it's exciting to think about what kind of impact the two brands could make on the sport in the years to come. Ford's engine is ranked as the third most successful in Formula One history in terms of total wins. Ferrari currently holds the record for the most wins in Formula One history, with an impressive 243 victories. They're followed closely by Mercedes, who have notched up 212 wins. While many might assume that the third place spot is held by manufacturers like Honda or Renault, it's actually Ford engines that claim this position. Over the years, Ford-powered cars have won a total of 176 races, a remarkable achievement in the world of motorsport. Ford's first Formula One win dates back to 1967 at the Zandvoort circuit. It was Jim Clark who piloted the Lotus car, which was powered by a Ford engine, to victory that day. This marked the beginning of a long and successful history for Ford in the sport, which has included numerous notable moments and achievements. Overall, the success of Ford engines in Formula One is a testament to the brand's dedication to innovation and excellence. Their engines have powered some of the sport's most iconic moments, and their legacy in the sport is sure to endure for many years to come. Following their first win in 1967, Ford-powered cars had several dominant seasons. In both 1969 and 1973, every single race was won with a Ford engine, a remarkable achievement in the world of motorsport. During those years, Ford engines powered a variety of cars, including those from Lotus, McLaren, Tyrrell, Brabham, and Matra. Despite a lull in their success in the following years, Ford engines still managed to achieve notable victories in Formula One. Their last win came in 2003 at the Interlagos circuit, where Giancarlo Fisichella secured victory in a Ford-powered Jordan F1 car. This win marked the end of an era for Ford in the sport, as the company eventually sold its Jaguar racing team to Red Bull Racing in 2005. Despite the passing of time, the legacy of Ford's success in Formula One lives on. Their dominant seasons and notable victories have left an indelible mark on the sport, and their continued dedication to innovation and excellence serves as an inspiration to motorsport enthusiasts everywhere. Throughout their history in Formula One, Ford achieved an impressive record, amassing 176 race wins, 535 podium finishes, 13 drivers' championships, and 10 constructors' championships. Many of the sport's most famous drivers, such as Graham Hill, Jackie Stewart, Mario Andretti, and James Hunt, have all won championships with Ford engines powering their cars. With their new partnership with Red Bull Racing, Ford is set to continue their legacy of success in Formula One. As one of the most dominant teams on the grid in recent years, Red Bull Racing has the potential to achieve even greater success with Ford engines powering their cars. If they can get the new regulations right, there's a strong possibility that they will quickly close in on Mercedes for the second most race wins of all time. Given Ford's impressive track record in the sport, and the strength of their new partnership with Red Bull Racing, it's clear that the future of Formula One is looking bright for the iconic American automaker. Fans of the sport can look forward to seeing what exciting new developments and achievements Ford will bring to the sport in the coming years. If you've made it this far, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, as we post content like this every day. Schumacher won his first world championship in a Ford-powered F1 car. Michael Schumacher is a name that's synonymous with two of the most iconic teams in Formula One, Ferrari and Mercedes. However, if you're a true fan of the sport, you'll also know that Schumacher's journey began with Jordan at the 1991 Belgian Grand Prix. As a replacement driver for the team, Schumacher made an instant impact, producing a stunning qualifying session and finishing the race in an impressive 7th place. It wasn't long before Benetton Ford took notice of his talent and offered him a full-time seat in their car. However, a court case followed to decide which team he would drive for, which ultimately ended in Jordan losing out and Schumacher officially joining the ranks of Ford-powered cars. In 1992, Schumacher secured his first race win in the Ford-powered Benetton at the Belgian Grand Prix, where his F1 car had begun just a year earlier. He went on to win 18 races and 2 world championships in the car, although only one of those championships was won with a Ford powertrain. Schumacher continued to dominate the Benetton Ford F1 car in 1994, winning 8 out of 16 races. However, Benetton made the decision to switch to Renault as their engine supplier for the 1995 season, and Schumacher went on to achieve even greater success, becoming widely regarded as one of, if not the greatest F1 drivers of all time. Although Schumacher's association with Ford may not be as well known as his time with other teams, his early successes in the Benetton Ford car were a crucial stepping stone in his journey towards becoming one of the most legendary drivers in the history of the sport. Red Bull Racing is a direct descendant of a former Ford F1 team. In 2000, Ford made a significant decision to expand their F1 involvement by acquiring the Stewart Racing Team. The British racing team was renamed Jaguar Racing, as Ford also owned the British car company Jaguar at the time. Despite the team's association with a renowned luxury sports car brand, Jaguar Racing had a dismal performance record. Jaguar Racing participated in 85 races, but failed to secure any wins. The highest position a Jaguar Racing car ever finished was 3rd, resulting in only 2 podiums. In their debut year in F1, the team finished 8th in the Constructors' Championship. They followed this up with 3 consecutive 7th-place finishes. Over 4 years, Jaguar Racing earned just 49 points, leading to the eventual sale of the team. Red Bull Racing purchased Jaguar Racing in 2004, completing the circle of the new Red Bull-Ford partnership. The Ford name returns to F1 after 22 years since their last F1 race, and 59 years after their debut and first race win. Ford's resurgence in the sport, alongside Red Bull, promises to be an exciting one. I mean, after all, Ford's impressive F1 record, including 13 Drivers' Championships, 10 Constructors' Championships, and 176 race wins, firmly establishes them as one of the best ever to grace the sport. We're gonna wrap it up here, future drivers. What do you guys think of Ford's Formula One history? Be sure to let us know in the comments below, and turn on the notification bell for all the latest EV news and reviews. Until next time, future drivers.